If you eat it, you die. God always warns. He warns you, don't go there. If you go there, this is what is going to happen. And then you have a free will, you decide to go there, and God will be looking at you. If you walk out and go to walk off a cliff and throw yourself down, you're going to fall. Like Judas did, and he fell, all the guts came out. God didn't go to stop him, even though he felt remorse for what he had done. Here, you hear, I heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. Like what you see in movies. Young children, they run out in the woods and they go there to have sex or do some bad stuff. I'm not saying Adam and Eve, they had sex. Before you say I mistaught you. And then when they finish, they hear somebody passing. You see them hiding somewhere so that people will not see them. They were hiding. But that is physical human being you can hide from. What kind of a person wants to hide from God? Those that follow our ministry. All kinds of revelations. The prophecies and things God has revealed from this altar. Things that our national security never know about. Did not know. They couldn't see it with the apparatus of the government. And I said to them, go there and look. This is what I have seen. And indeed, they go, they find them. They find it. They know. How did I know? You should have a lesson from there. That if the word I had spoken unto you in your high places, in your mighty power and authority, and all your surveillance gadgets against me, you knew I wouldn't have known those things unless it's revealed to me. For when you listen, we say, if I tell you, you will not believe. Because you have no trust in God and don't believe in God. But go and find out now that I've shown you where it is and what you will find, so you know what to look for. And when you went there, you found it. I have spoken to no one as much as I have written to Trump or his administration, both from the first administration and this administration. Not a single one failed to be like God revealed it. For his honor and glory and for the love of our country and our people. When you heard the word of the Lord, what did you do? Did you say, who is he to tell us what to do? I'm not going to do that. And then you go and begin to do whatever you want to do. Knowing the danger it will bring to us. So that you assume to have, am I in competition with anybody? Do I care really much? Except that I do care because I'm supposed to care for my neighbor, for my country. Just like the other day we won. Everybody thinking that attempt and plan to kill Trump is over. They're still planning. And the next one is to use a bomb. And I heard a Congress person, don't know, maybe a woman or so, say, I wish somebody will use the bomb or something and blow him off or something like that. But by then I already received the message. I was shocked. Somebody in such position and power opened their mouth to say something like that. And I said, but the Lord put me ahead before they could get there to disarm the computer they're using to program and set the bomb off. And yet they have a decoy. Wickedness and evil in the world. And all the people who are making this plan, they think they can hide from God. What kind of man hides from God? He can't hide from him. Then the Lord God called to the man and said to him, where are you? You see, on the day of judgment, it's always going to be. Except that in the day of the judgment, you won't know who is a wife and who is not. It's a message to send you a message. And I thought we could go further to other verses. So this is going to be a long series for those that think when it suits their own worldliness, they call Jesus to be gentle as a dove, and they agree that Jesus is God. But when it comes to judgment upon the actors and the nations of which they are from, they say that cannot be, for God is not a God of vengeance and not a God of violence, and he couldn't have come from God. As if God is different and takes his characters and natures are not known to man and history. If that is the case, what about Nebuchadnezzar and his son? And the list goes on from Genesis. That's why we're starting from Genesis. If God is God and Christ is God, are there two different gods? Is God a hypocrite that today he acts this way and then tomorrow he wouldn't? One time he punishes Israel, and then in the time of Christ, and then even in the present time, he punishes nobody. And yet he is the God of justice. He said, I heard this sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself. And he said, who told you that you were naked? Does it mean that God didn't know what he'd have done? He is under trial. For him to defend himself and explain, for the judgment is about to come down. He said, who said that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat? The man said, the woman whom you gave to me, you gave to be with me, she gave me